Hello, this is Dan Matthews of Bullseye Balloons. Doing the video here to show you how to inflate a Cloudbuster. This is our flat, huge balloon. This balloon here will blow up to 5.5 feet wide. One big thing you got to really watch out for in doing Cloudbusters, you got to watch out for power lines. If you have power lines in the way, if your pennant string is up, you want to be sure that if the wind blows in any direction, that it's not going to get into power lines. That could be bad. Also, you want to be sure they're not close enough to get into roads or any other hazards that could be around trees or anything like that. These balloons are good for about 22 miles an hour winds. So if you're doing it up, inflating them within up to 22 miles an hour winds, everything should be fine. So to get ready to prepare this, what you'll need is just a few things. You need your tank, you need your balloon, you need pennants, and you need zip ties. Okay. Usually have 2 zip ties for each balloon. I always have an extra one to just be safe. So what I do is I always put my zip ties, my own personal way to do it, do it any way you want. Put it right there in the pocket where they're barely hanging out, they're getting close and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down to the side, and the first thing you do is get your tank prepared. So the tank's prepared by the lids, where you unscrew the lid. The way you want to inflate the Cloudbuster is by downwind. So the wind is not much wind today here, but the wind's blowing this direction. So what I'll do is I'll inflate the balloon. I always kind of inflate them underneath my arm. If you're doing it without a hose, you put the big mouth over the circle, you fold it over. Got that? And then you catch it right there. So that's where you do it. You start inflating it right like that. Okay? If you have a hose, what we'll do in it is you put the hose, it screws in, screw it in tight. It's very easy to do it either way. The hose kind of keeps the balloon away from the tank while you're inflating it, and it keeps a little less chance of the tank falling over. But a lot of times when you're got it on the hose, on the tank, without the hose, you can control the tank easy because you're all right here together. If you're doing it without the hose, let it blow up here underneath your arm, and you can use your arm to kind of keep it from bouncing around the wind's blowing, with the wind blowing this direction. Okay, so what we're doing here to get ready, I got my hose ready, got my tank ready, got my zip ties ready, got my balloon here handy. What you do is get your pennant string. Will come looking like this. It will have 2 strings on it. If it has a rubber band, take it off. Got 2 ends, so lay one end down and take one end over and tie it off before you start anything else to where your tie off point. Any knot's fine. So you just tie it off so it's not going to come undone. You come back to the other side, and this is the part it's not hard, but it's a little trick to it. What you're going to do, there's kind of a little bend. That's what I always do is do the little bend, lay over it, and you want to tie this where it's going to slide up and down the line. So all you do is fold it over, pull it through, and like that. Very simple. Okay, so let me do it one more time. You lay it over, and you tie just pretty much a knot like that. It's not even in there. You pull like that, and you leave it loose. That's it. So that'll slide right up good and easy. You don't have to do that, but that makes it easier, and I'll show you why. You'll see the trick here in just a minute. So we are ready to go. Tank ready, hose ready, wind blowing this way. Very important if that end's tied off, this end's here. So all we do is we'll that's the way I always do it. Put this in your pocket. Zip ties here, nice and handy and ready to go. Get the balloon. When we inflate the balloon, what it does, the nature of how this balloon works, it blows up big, and it kind of starts turning egg-shaped, and it kind of goes this way just a little bit, and also like a peach or pear. So if the idea is to stop inflating it before it starts getting to the pear, as soon as it starts going, gets big, it starts kind of going flat, and we know it's time to let go. It's just kind of one of those things you got to learn. So put the hose in. If you got the hose, you hold it right here. So the hose is back here. It's very important that you don't turn the button to the knob too fast. So you got this like here. I'm gonna let it inflate right here behind my back. So slowly inflating it. Let it go. tell how full it is after you do it a few times, because you'll still kind of start picking you up a little bit. It's not going to pick you up and pull you away, but it starts kind of picking up, pulling against you pretty good. Okay, so right about here is about right. So I'll turn this off, and then you grab it here and you pull it out. If you happen to run out of one tank and out of helium in one tank, you're switching tanks, what I always do is I slide my hand forward just a little bit up here, and then you can grip it there, and then you switch over to the next tank and slide it into here. Okay, so that's just one thing here on that part. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the tie, how we tie the balloon off. What I do is I put one foot on the bottom, and we got this string here. One trick you could do is you can just spin it like that, and that'll get a twist. If you don't spin it, it's kind of a little trick. If you're doing a bunch of them, it makes it go a little bit quicker. Have it like that with that tie, and you pull it, and it just twists it off for you, and you fold it right over. If it doesn't twist good, you can twist it too. So now's when our zip ties come into play. We always usually use two. Step on the string, pull up, zip tie one, tight, and I go up just another inch or so, tighter. What I'll do is I'll stretch it up and then pull it down, and that gives it a real good tight fit. So now we're ready to let it go. Before we let it go, we be sure we don't have, we should be sure one end of the string is tied. When the wind blows, it's not going to blow this into a building, into power lines, or into the street. But here we're kind of in between two buildings. I'm going to let it go up this way. If you look up, you can see how it's kind of getting a little bit of oblong. That's how we know it was done getting up. So I'm going to let it go. Let it go, and off it goes. That is how we install a Cloudbuster.